One last thing on the Auburn game, though, and I talked about the defense, and really I saw this from the entire football team. But, it's funny, Alex. Sunday afternoon, I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine. I saw a lot of this on social media, too, people talking about Shi Smith. And because, you watch he's a guy that chirps. He chirps a lot. He talks a lot of crap. That's part of his game.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of people on social media that were less than pleased with that. They were less than pleased with that and being critical. And I totally understand. Like, as a football player, football is a game of channeled aggression. Like, you can't just be aggressive and you got to channel that aggression into making good football plays and being a good player. I will say this, though, and I think having DJ Swearinger on the show last week sort of leads me to this, is I thought to myself, when is the last time we had that type of edge? When is the last time we had that type of swagger, that type of confidence? And for the first time in a while, not just from Shi, but I saw it from JC, I saw it from Shiloh Sanders, I saw it from Keir Thomas, I saw it from Kevin Harris, the way he runs the ball. I saw it from a ton of guys. This entire football team, I saw a team playing with an edge. I really thought we played with an edge on Saturday. Because I feel like every game has a tone, has a tempo to it, has a kind of the way the game is going to go. And again, for the first time in forever, like I watched back on that game, like we were the team that set the tone in that game. We were the team, Joe. And I agree with the people 100%. You can't get a 15-yard penalty, and especially if you're Shi Smith, like you're our best player, bro. We cannot afford you getting thrown out of the game. But just talk about that, what you saw. Because to me, that might be the biggest takeaway. That might be an even bigger takeaway to me for outside of anything that happened on the field statistically, to see a South Carolina football team, because one of my keys to the game was embrace the moment. To see a team that showed up, and I really felt like embrace the moment. The opportunity was there, and they took it. And like we said, we're starting to see a team, I feel like, play with some confidence, play with an edge. And I think if you do that, and again, you got to be smart. You got to channel that aggression accordingly. But if you can carry that edge with you into the rest of the games this season, I think you've got an opportunity to win a lot of football games this year.
Yeah, I certainly think like channeling the aggression and having that edge to you, I don't have an issue with that. Ultimately, I think where I have an issue with it is when those antics come out and we're down by 3 touchdowns.
I agree.
And it's just, or like you're out of the game and you're over there like jawing with somebody, and if you're like looking at somebody like DJ Swearinger, like when they're doing that, we're going 11-2.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so we are like setting the tone before it even starts. So I think, I'm fine with, people playing with that edge. And I may be wildly wrong on this, but certainly correct me, but it just seems like Shi gets into a jawing match every 3 or 4 plays, no matter what the situation is.
He gets into him a lot. He gets into him a lot, I will say, for sure. Yeah.
So that I think that's the only downside to is being able to control that.
Yeah, it's a love-hate thing, because I love the fact he plays with a chip on his shoulder, but like you got to have some self-awareness. Like, no, and I want to say I agree with you. If you would have been chirping like you did and we lost by 21, yeah, I have a major problem with that. But I guess just in the sense of, again, one of my big questions in this game was, are we going to show up when the lights are brightest, show up and show out, or are we going to fall flat on our face again? Like we've done so many times before with Will Muschamp as the head coach, especially. And just to see a team, like I said, come out, embrace. Again, that chirping and stuff is well received when you're winning. No question. DJ Swearinger, one of the most infamous, maybe the most famous play of his career, he got a 15-yard penalty on, but nobody cares because you won the game. And like you said, you won 11 games that year. So it's a lot different when you're winning versus you're not. But you did win. You did beat Auburn. And I just think playing, maybe edge is even the wrong, playing with that confidence, like playing with the confidence I saw that team playing with. And I'll tell you this analogy, Alex, and see what you think. I equated this team when I was talking last week to a really talented hitter in baseball who's kind of in a slump. And this could really apply to any sport, because the question is, what comes first, success or confidence? Because to have success, you need to be confident. But you're going to be confident if you have success, right? So it's like, what comes first? So to see a football team out there, I thought Carolina played very confidently on Saturday, and you get the win. Maybe this can serve as a snowball